The Alabama Crimson Tide running 4-0 in the SEC and on a hot streak right now comes to Knoxville tomorrow for a 2 o'clock tip time in Thompson Bowling Arena at the Food City Center. We'll give my predictions and we'll give a bold prediction. We'll break it down here in about 20 seconds. Happy Friday once again. This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. As always, if you like this, subscribe, share it out. If you got any fellow UT fans who haven't checked it out, share it out. Have them check it out. Any sports fans in general may just pick up sports episodes. Share that out as well. Thank you guys, as always, for your support. Just dropped a video a few minutes ago talking about the legend of Dalton Knecht. Talked about him, thought it was a pretty good video that I recorded earlier. Not to beat my own drum or anything, but dropped that earlier. If you get a chance to check that out. But I want to break down Tennessee versus Alabama tomorrow. A lot of interesting stuff in this game. So Alabama comes in, depending on where it's at. So they're not ranked in the polls, but according to Ken Palm, they're ranked top 10. They're ranked 8th in Ken Palm. I'm sorry, 6th. ESPN BPI has them 8th. So some of these polls think pretty highly of Alabama. They're 4-0 conference. I was looking at their losses, and they do have some comparisons. There are some games we can compare. Alabama lost to Purdue. Alabama beat Mississippi State at Mississippi State. So you have those games to go off of. Alabama's lost to Creighton, who was top 10. They've lost to Arizona as well. And I was reading a little bit about a good comparison for Tennessee is Arizona. Arizona is a team who focuses on defense a lot, and they were able to, I wouldn't say shut Alabama down, but they were able to keep them in check and contain them. Maybe we'll see the same thing tomorrow. What you're seeing out of Alabama right now, they're the number one offense in college basketball. Something's got to give tomorrow. Tennessee's a top 5 defense. Alabama's number 1 offense. Tennessee averages about 79 points per game. Alabama, on the other hand, with their defense, they rank 63rd in the nation. Something in there's got to give on that. And I've got some thoughts on how that's going to go. But the main guys to watch out for Alabama, current reigning co-SEC player of the week, Mark Sears, averages about 19 points per game, leading the conference in scoring. His last game out against Missouri, he didn't even have 10 points, though. I didn't watch the game. I'm not sure if it was just a case where Alabama was comfortably up, but they do have other guys who can score as well. Right now, their hot guy, and on the scouting report, it talks about it, Rylan Griffin. He's heating up 14.7 points per game in his last 6. So he's been playing better. He's a sophomore. He has that connection with DJ Jefferson for Tennessee. They played together. I'm not sure if it was the same high school, maybe the same like AAU team, but they do have that connection where they played together in the past. They also have Davin Cosby, who averages about 12 points per game, and then you have Aaron Estrada as well, about 13 points per game. So Alabama does have 4 guys who average in double digits on this team. Rebounding wise, their biggest rebounder is Grant Nelson at 5.8, and Alabama's average height is about 6'6". They do have some height up front, but they don't have, from what I'm seeing, that dominant big man that has given Tennessee trouble. Zach Edey, Hunter Dickinson, somebody like that from Mississippi State. Those are the kind of guys that have given Tennessee trouble. I'm curious to see how Tennessee goes tomorrow. Dalton Knecht's going to be focused on. They're going to focus on them defensively. Who steps up, in the case that Alabama does do a good job on him? I still have some thoughts and a bold prediction with Dalton Knecht coming up. I dropped a video talking about him earlier. First guy since Shaquille O'Neal with back-to-back 35-point games in the Southeastern Conference. That's been a while. It's been a while since Shaq played in the SEC. If you guys remember when he played at LSU, but I don't know. Something has to give tomorrow. What's going to give? Last year, Alabama come in with this high-scoring offense. They're on pace now to score higher than they did last year. Tennessee was able to shut them down last year. They were able to shut them down where it wasn't a factor, and I thought Tennessee won that game comfortably last year. And I think I saw like the last 6 games have been single digits, but even though it was single digits, it was one that wasn't necessarily a blowout, but it wasn't one where Tennessee was really sweating it out at the end either. And that was one of Alabama's better teams they've had in a while. Number 1 seed got put out last year. Got put out in I'm trying to think if it was Sweet 16 Elite or round of 32. They got put out a lot earlier than expected. I do know that a long way. I was thinking it was Sweet 16. Could be wrong on that, but this is a good team. It's going to present a challenge tomorrow. They'll have to be on it defensively. How does Tennessee go with their lineup? Right now, it's the Dalton Connect show. I feel Jonas Adu has opportunity again tomorrow. Zakai Ziegler didn't have as big of a game against Florida, but he'd had a couple of good games. His biggest thing now is cut down on the turnovers. That's where he needs to excel. What does Tennessee get out of Vescovy? What do they get out of Josiah Jordan-James? Vescovy, I feel sorry for the guy right now. I really do. I just don't. He's not scoring. He's playing defense. That's why he's in. If he wasn't playing defense, he wouldn't be in. Who are they going to put on Sears tomorrow? Do they bring in Meshack? I don't know that I trust Ziegler on him. I feel that Ziegler and Vescovy both, especially when they're in a zone, they get away from that outside. A lot of those open threes, I feel like, belong to those 2 guys who they bite on the middle. And maybe that's what they're coached and taught to do. Curious to see how Tennessee answers to that tomorrow. I think that's a big thing, how they're going to respond. Do they go full court press? Do they want to get run and gun? Do they try to slow this game down? If it gets into run game, that'll probably play into Alabama's hands. But with the role Dalton Connect's on right now, maybe Tennessee can run with them. I got a bold prediction on Dalton Connect tomorrow that he goes for his first 40-point game. This is not a top 50 defense. It's not that good of a defense. It is one that struggles. I'm going to say Rick Barnes turns it over to Dalton Connect tomorrow. He gets to that 40 tomorrow. Got to 39 against Florida. It wasn't meant to be because some of those shots late weren't even close. I'm going to say Dalton Connect comes through tomorrow, has his 40-point game. He gets a lot of help from Jonas Adu. Zakai Ziegler, 3-headed monster there. My unsung hero tomorrow is going to be Jemai Meshack. I really feel they'll put him either on Sears or Ryland Griffin, and that'll be the difference defensively. Jemai Meshack will lock somebody down tomorrow and make life hard for them. Tennessee, my prediction, I'm going to stick with what I did the last game. I'm going to say Tennessee 85. I'm going to go Alabama 70. I'll actually go 75. 85-75. I'm sticking with that one. Tennessee, you'll either get Sears or Griffin, maybe Estrella. One of these guys, Estrada. I'm thinking Estrella for Tennessee. One of these guys will score. 1 or 2 of them will get shut down. My questions with Tennessee, how early is it the Dalton Connect show? Last week it was closer to 10 minutes in, maybe a little more than that. Is it sooner this week? Do we see more of JP Estrella this week? I said his name a second ago. I had him on my mind. He got more minutes last week. He did some good things, had 7 points. His biggest thing's his hands. Doesn't have good hands right now. It's something Jimmy Dykes talked about with Jonas Adu, how his hands have gotten so much better. Do you see more of Awaka tomorrow? I would like to see Awaka and Adu at the same time. I really feel those two together could dominate those boards. In Tennessee, it's rare they get beat on the boards. It's a physical team. Like I say, I'm going 85-75 Tennessee. Dalton Connect goes for 40. Dalton Connect easily SEC Player of the Week. And I'll be back tomorrow after the game to recap it, to talk about it, and then Sunday, VFL review. Monday, George McIntyre commits around 10:30. The expectation is we'll get good news on that one. Baseball preview continues, as well as I'll preview the infielders next week, leading up to the outfielders, leading up to a couple different topics that'll go on baseball. Got a lot of stuff, got a lot of ways I want to go with that. But as always, guys, have a good Friday. If you like this, make sure you share it out. Make sure you subscribe. This thing's going good. 81 subscribers. Goal is 100 by the end of the month, 19 away. Share it out, subscribe. Give this thing a chance. Think you'll like what's coming this year. A lot of content coming. But my name's Frank Rock. You guys have a good evening. Happy Friday, and go Vols.